Hello, friends. How are you? It is Tuesday, and I am here in my home studio kitchen um, doing some desk work, but I'm going to be heading into the sewing room shortly. I apologize, I was late, and you'll understand. If you're anything like me, you'll understand exactly why I'm late. I was a couple minutes late because I was on time. I was ready. I got a shower. I did my hair because I've been up working. I've been at my desk for hours and hours. So I took a break, took a shower to get ready, and I came down plenty of time to make a cup of tea because I'm having a tea with friends right now, and that just makes perfect sense to me. So I went to get a spoon out to stir my tea. And then I looked in and I realized I had too much silverware in my silverware drawer. So then I emptied my silverware drawer and then I went and got the vacuum cleaner and I vacuumed out all the crumbs. Then I wiped it out. And then I sorted my silverware because I have two kinds of silverware in the drawer, but now it's only my husband and I in the house. So I don't really need all that silverware. So I can put half of it away. So then I did that. And then, yeah. So if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to want a spoon. And then if you give him a spoon, he's gonna clean out the silverware drawer. But my silverware drawer looks great. I was listening to a podcast while I was driving last week, and it was about decluttering because I'm always in search of getting the house in a little bit better shape. So they said, if you have an overflowing silverware drawer, you can take some of it out. I'm like, wow. So I looked in there. I'm like, yes, it's overflowing. I need to take some out. And then I made my tea and realized I was late. Oh, well. So, hello. I am here with a clean silverware drawer and a cup of tea, and I am ready to talk some quilts with you. So, let's see. Cindy is here. Hello, Cindy. I'm happy to see you. I look forward to seeing you again in person. Patty, it is pouring rain right now. I think you're in Ohio, and you're having a cup of tea to join me. Thank you. We have beautiful bright sunshine out there. You probably can't even see it all because it just blares out the camera. See, am I going to come back now that the camera had to turn itself down? Am I back? Hold on. There we go. I'm back. So the rain is coming. We have potential for violent storms tonight, which is great because it's date night and I'm going to be out and I just did my hair. So I'm going to be out in the rain, which always makes me happy. Don't you hate it when you wash your hair and it rains? Especially because this is curly and I straightened it. Anyway, it'll be fine. Rain is great because everything is starting to green up a little bit. I can look out my property is graded like this in the house. This is the front of the house, this is the back of the house. And I have about 6 feet of flat space, and then it goes right back to mountain. So the mountain is being held up. The ferns come in every year. And they hold up the hillside until we get to the trees because we've had to push the trees down a bit, push them back. And if you've been here, you understand that I lost my house to a falling tree. So we did that. The first year we moved in February, 2022, and the ferns were up in the spring. And I'm like, oh my word, those are so beautiful. And I was so frantic about everything because this was our first house and we were so poor that I wasn't enjoying watching the ferns come in. But then the ferns died that fall. And I was like, oh no, I'm not going to have any more ferns. And then over the winter and late winter, I could hear the deer scuffing in the ferns, digging around there. And I'm like, oh no, they're digging up all my ferns. And then every year, like clockwork, it just comes back. I have forsythia under this window. The window is closed because I despise the smell of forsythia, but it's very pretty. They're green with little pops of yellow. I can see the buds on the rhododendron. My snowball bush has already bloomed. So yeah, there's color, and I think there's a bird's nest right above my master bathroom because I've been in there twice and I see a tail hanging off the edge of the gutter. So we'll have to look into that. But it is spring, and spring comes with rain. And that's the way it is. So I'll be all right. I hope you're all right. No crushing, flooding rain. Hello, Joan in Shahola. I drove through Shahola in Hurricane Debbie, I think, earlier this year, and it was flooding. So I hope you're okay there again. But this is kind of one of those perfect spring days. It is 81 degrees. I'm going to have to get outside. My clothes are outside. So when I do clothes and when I do laundry and hang it outside, I'm guaranteed to be having a good day. But my weather station says rain, so I'm watching. Because if I end up having to leave really quickly, it's because there's rain and I've got clothes outside. So beautiful day. I love it. I hope you get one or two occasionally. I might do the next part of my work. I've got some video editing to do, video fixing, rearranging and cutting. I might do it on the front porch just to get some of the gorgeous weather because there aren't forsythia out there. So, Joan, you're waiting for the big storm, but sunny skies now. Yeah, it's coming. I'll have to remember to put my boots in the car, my rain boots in the car, because I don't like to get my good shoes wet in the floods. And I don't, I'll have to put a raincoat in there. So Cindy, you are 78 and sunny in Boston. Yeah, we've got a good stretch. It's okay if it rains. I can handle it because it's been a beautiful day, and I was up bright and early. And this is my first cup of tea. So this is me without caffeine, which is why I don't drink caffeine when I teach, because you have to listen too fast. So speaking of teaching, I was at Bits and Pieces in Pelham, New Hampshire, which is actually a suburb of Boston. I was there for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And yesterday I came home and did very little because girls got a rest. And it was wonderful being with quilters. And I'm looking forward to doing more of that. So I'm looking for some more bookings after my next grandbaby comes. So for the fall, I'm kind of booked up. I'm busy with grandbaby and my mom through September, but I'm looking for more bookings after that. And I was writing new classes this morning and new handouts. So so I'm looking to update my calendar. I'm at the season of life where I had to take a month off for a baby, and I had to take 5 weeks off for mom. Well, there's a week of vacation with me. Then I have 3 weeks of medical treatments, and then I have vacation, and then I have another week and a half with mom. So I'm in the grandchildren mom sandwich. I thought having kids little, I wouldn't be sandwiched, but I'm now sandwiched with the next generation. But it's the season I'm in, and I'm very grateful that I have a job that allows me the flexibility to do that, because I can work from my sister's kitchen table when I'm with mom. I had students this weekend who requested that I film some Pro Stitcher tutorials for them, and I can do that from my sister's kitchen table. So I have a list of tutorials that I'm going to be filming when I'm around. I'm going to be quilting through the end until I go to my sister's in July, because I won't be near my machine for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And I'll save those videos to film while I can do that at my sister's kitchen table, because you never need to see me. It's just all screen capture and voice talking. So anyway, being with quilters is fabulous. Restored my soul. I came home and got right to work, and I'm really excited. So let me get to my list and see what I haven't told you, because the silverware wasn't on there. I guarantee it, because that just happened. Where is my list? Where's my list? Talk amongst yourselves. I keep it in a Trello board, but apparently I closed Trello. Let's go to here, and nope, it's here. Nope. Yep, talk amongst yourselves. It's got to be here somewhere. This board. Okay, I'm switching over to another online program. So my Facebook Live. The things I need to talk to you about are, my Bits and Pieces event, which I just told you about. I'll be back there in June. Early June. So we're just putting classes together for that. If you're in the area, we're looking for me to teach some long arm classes, some stationary long arm classes, and then some home machine classes. And I'll hopefully try out some of my new classes there. She has not gotten back to me with a class list yet, so I will let you know when I know. Let's see. Not that board. So I can cross that off the list. The next thing I can talk about is I have a ruler destash and other destash. So that'll be coming out in the newsletter again, hopefully by tomorrow. Life gets in the way. And I have someone asking me questions right now about rulers. Please do that. Super excited to answer those questions. Patty, what is a Pro Stitcher? A Pro Stitcher is a computerized program that makes long arms run. So if you have a long arm on a frame, a Pro Stitcher works on a variety of models, a variety of brands of machines, and I actually teach that. So I'm certified to teach for Pro Stitcher and Superior Threads and Wonderful Threads, and I teach a lot of different things. So those will be coming out, and if they don't apply to you, you can just ignore them, or you can watch them and go, maybe it should apply to me. Maybe I want to do that. My in-person teaching is usually split between long arm teaching and home machine or design quilting. Whereas my online teaching is mostly home machine and design. So I might be putting a little more long arm in there. Thank you for your question. So as I'm in my sewing room, cleaning more out, more will be hitting the destash button. So more will be coming. Let's see, where's that? I'm going to put that over here. All right. So ruler destash. I did a little bit of sewing last night, and I joined in Primitive Gatherings. I love all things Primitive Gatherings. I don't work with her. We're not colleagues. I mean, we know each other, but we're not, I'm a customer. I am a customer of hers and a follower of hers. Patty, you quilt on your home sewing machine. So do I. But I also teach long arm quilting because I've been doing that for even longer than on my home machine. I went backwards. I went from long arm quilting to home machine quilting, and most people do home machine quilting and then long. I went backwards. So I kind of do it all. So I joined the Unity Quilt Along at Primitive Gatherings. It's a year-long quilt along. And I put it in a Hello Kitty lunchbox. I might have 8 of these or so. Just maybe. And this is what I have so far. I think we're on week 14. I'm on week 3. But I hope to fix that. What we're doing so far is you're taking 2 different colors of a charm square and you're putting them together. And then you put her paper on it and you sew it. And then they come out with 1-inch finished half square triangles, and we're sewing them together into 2 of these. And we're going to have, I don't know, I lost count, 1,000, a lot of these, a lot of triangles. So I'm very behind. We're making 18 a week, I think. I'm very behind, but I'm working on it. And if I have to get out a second lunchbox, I'm willing to do that because I have many. And I have to keep it sideways or they'll fall over. I also got another box from Primitive Gatherings because I subscribed to them. And then I found that I hadn't quilted my last box from Primitive Gatherings. It's every other month. And I made a purchase in the middle of the month. So I bought, what is this called? Honey Bloom Garden. So you'll get to see that. And the fabric that came with that is Honey Bloom by Three Sisters Designs. It's very soft and lovely. I can't wait to make that. It's going to be really fun to quilt. So this was last 2 months ago box that I haven't stitched yet. And it is Skipping Stones with, I think it's a flannel or a homespun. I don't know the difference. Urban Homestead Gathering Woven. So I think these are homespuns. So it's a quilt made out of all of those. I have a cup of that to make. That'll be fun to quilt. I have a year-long quilt along. That'll be Thrive. I think it's a Thrive. Yeah, Thrive. What else? So that was from 2 months ago. And then the one I got yesterday. Patty 1 inch, exactly, right? I actually twisted the arms of a few friends and they joined in, and we're having a swap of our 5-inch charm squares. And my husband said, why are you doing that if it's thousands of 1 inch? It's over 1,000 1-inch half square triangles. And I said, so we have something to complain about to each other. It's not untrue. Suffering, it's so much fun to suffer together, I think. And Deb, that's pretty. Thank you. I think so too. Then I got my next installment of Thrive, which is making this. It is my April box. I'm making some stars and a couple other units because that's a mystery quilt through the year. And I love that color, this orangey color here. And there's some blue in it. And I was like, oh my word, I got three different quilts this month. So I got Willow's Farm, which is 34 inches square. That'll be great because I got a lot of babies. And maybe I'll buy a border on it or something. This is a baby here. Maybe I'll put a border on it. And the fabric we're using is Willow's Farm from Deb's Ring. Hold on. Let me get the fabric out. And it's farms, and there's a little pickup truck, and I got a little moo cow, and there's a lot of fun stuff here. So I'm looking forward to making that one. And then I went, oh my word, that is so exciting. There's a third quilt in here. There's not. This is a miniature quilt. This is 12 inches square. I have a feeling I'm never going to make this, but I thought it was another baby quilt. So I might just, instead of having these be 1/2 inch finished half square triangles, I make them 2-inch finished half square triangles. So do you want it? I told you about the triangle paper that she uses. This is included here. These are the half square triangles we're sewing together, and then you cut them apart. I don't think I'll ever make this, but I will put the fabric in my solids box, and then I might go and make it as a bigger quilt. So this is 12 inches, and if I make it 4 times the size, it'll be 48. And I have plenty of fabric, so you might get to see this, but it won't be this size because I'm always up for a new challenge. And now I'll say I'm mostly up for a new challenge. I'm not doing this. No. And there's some pretty cream and green in here. And they will go in my solids box. So they will go in another quilt. Let's see. Cindy, you love getting fabric mail. Isn't that just the best ever? I love fabric mail. It makes me want to go sew, which I'm going to do. I have about 2 more hours of desk work, and then I'll get to sew until my date arrives to pick me up. We got free movie tickets, so we're just going to go out and see a movie tonight. Bigger will definitely be better. I think that goes the same for cookies and the sizes of chocolate cake. Bigger is better. And Janet, hello, Janet. 1/2 inch finished half squares triangles is crazy. Thank you. And I admire people who like them, but that does not fall within my no. It's a no. That's a no for me. I had someone, every time I go to church, I usually come home with mending or someone wanting me to do a quilt. And recently I had a friend pass, and her husband, like March, probably early March. But her husband wants me to make a memory quilt for her, of her quilts for the kids and grandkids. So, I do that sort of thing in church, but I don't do any of it for pay. It's something I do for the people I love. But someone from church wanted me to make a quilt out of wedding dresses. And I was a hard pass on that one, just because I don't know what the fabric is, and it frays. And quilting cotton, I can make behave. I used to make ball gowns. I'm not going to be doing that again. And to her credit, she took my no as no. Sometimes people are like, oh, you would be good at it. And no, I said, I'm really going to have to pass on that. And I appreciate that she let me pass on that. Let's see. You agree with Cindy, bigger is better? And Janet, 2 inches much more reasonable. Yeah. So if I do 3-inch, if I do 2.5-inch, that'll be 60 inches square. That's a nice size baby quilt. Maybe I'll do a 2.5-inch finished, cut it 2.5-inch. Well, cut it anyway, I'll cut it some size. I'll do math and make it work out. And you agree with Janet too. Yeah, it's just, and I just had my daughter's baby shower, and then I have another baby shower, but then we have another cousin who's having a baby, and I'm behind on baby quilts, and I'm behind on wedding quilts. So yeah, I might just play around with sizes on some of these and just take the idea of that. Does that make me a cheater? Does that make me a quitter? And I think, no, it makes me enjoy my hobby. That if I have boundaries that I'm not willing to cross, like making a wedding quilt, making a quilt out of a wedding dress, or 1/2-inch finished half square triangles. Sorry, that just does not sound really fun to me at all. That's a no. That's a no. So let me go. Let's see what else I have to talk to you about. So I did Unity and the primitive gathering box. All right. I've one more. I have a drive in my machine. I have my editing, my film cutting to make movies, my movie making software. Everything is loaded up, and hopefully I will have something new and add the Bobbin Turns by this afternoon. I'll do the math and make it work out. It sounds like something I would say. Yeah, we can figure it out. We really can, because it's not that difficult of a quilt. It's this. I can do that. And all of the half square triangles are the same size. So this is one, that's 2 inches. So it's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That might even be smaller. 10, 11, 12. That's 12. So that whole block is the size of this unfinished. And that's a lot of no for me. So yeah, I'll figure out what size to make it. I think it'll, 60, 72, somewhere around there. Fortunately, it's a simple quilt, and I'll just pick 2 colors. I have a baby shower to get to, and Mama likes purple, and it's a girl. So maybe I'll do a purple quilt, 2 shades of purple. We'll see. Or purple and pink. We'll figure it out. But I will be slicing and dicing some video today and putting up some content. And then I'll be home, mostly home. I think I'm gone for a week between now and the 4th of July. That's not bad. Maybe 10 days between now and the 4th of July. So I'm mostly home, and all my excuses to not sew are gone because my house is in order now and my laundry's caught up and things are good. So I'm really excited to get back to quilting. I've missed it. And I think I have to go put my silverware in the basement now that I cleaned out of my silverware drawer. Just remember, if you make a cup of tea, you're going to want a spoon. And when you get your spoon, you're going to figure out that your silverware drawer needs to clean out. So don't make a cup of tea right before you're doing a live video, or you'll be late like I was. So I am going, let's see. Quilting time. Yay. I'm so excited. I'm using all of these little Unity blocks as leaders and enders into other projects. I am also making hold on. No, where is it? I'm making one more pattern right now. I just want to pull up a picture of it. Okay, so let me come to you and share it. Share screen. Did I mention I'm a fan of primitive gathering? So if I don't do my own stuff, I do my own primitive gathering. I do primitive gathering stuff. So that's what I'm working on, is that zippy bag, and I'm making an orange one right now. But is that fabric on the bottom one just to die for, and all those colors? Look at that. So those I'm into the zippy pouch thing. So I'm going to stop sharing, come back to you and say hi. Good thing you didn't bake cookies. Oh, my word, seriously. And I don't wear my hearing aids when I'm at home. So it's also good I didn't have water running because I can walk away from that and then not know it's on and leave the water running. I'm not saying I did, but I might have gone on my trip and left my back door wide open because the back stairs on my new deck is only 10 stairs to go down and they're very comfortable. So I took some stuff out the back way, but apparently once I got down to the car and put it in the driveway, I decided to come up through the garage and then I never went out the back door again and it was hanging wide open. So my husband's like, the back door's open. I'm like, oh yeah, I can totally see I did that. And I said, did any animals get in? And he said there was like a fly, whatever. I'm just glad there weren't, like squirrels in the house. He was like, I don't think anything was missing. I'm like, nobody. I've never had a trick-or-treater. People don't come here. And the back door is closed and locked now. It's not something I commonly do. But do I get easily distracted? Yes. Why? Yes, I do. And that is what happened. You love those zippy bags, Cindy. I do too. I always need another zippy bag or gifts. I have a family party this weekend, so maybe I'll be piecing a few of those in my spare time to hand out as little gifties. We'll see how it goes. They're just really fun. So that pattern, it's if you go over to Printed Gathering, it's called Mini Scrappy Pouch. Let me see if I can put the link in the chat. There you go. That's the Mini Scrappy Pouch. And it's up. There you go. So that's in the chat if anyone's interested in that bag pattern. She has a kit for it. She's got the pattern. She's got a bunch of stuff. Anyway, again, just a fan. I'm just a customer. So people, I work at my church. And when I say, oh, I'm not going to be there, I'm at a quilt retreat. They're like, do you do that for fun too? I thought that was your job. Like, no. It is my job, but I also do it for fun. So I try to make sure that it's fun. I hope you have fun. And I'm looking forward to showing you many fun new things in the upcoming newsletter and in the upcoming, 8-9 weeks or so until I go on my summer travels. So happy quilting, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I'll be back next Tuesday, and I'm hoping to have a surprise for you because it's my birthday. And in our family, if it's my birthday, that means that today, 7 days earlier, is my daughter's birthday. And my son did the same thing. His daughter's birthday is 7 days before his. So I'll be back next Tuesday on my birthday. Maybe there'll be cake. We'll see what I come up with. So take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I will see you next week on Tuesday at 2:30 for more quilty goodness. Look for a newsletter and stay in touch. Happy quilting, everyone.